Few shows mix smart ideas and humor as well as Rick and Morty. They combine sharp, clever writing with unpredictable adventures and characters who feel genuinely human even when they're aliens or talking animals. Over the years, this show has given us some of the most unhinged, clever, and downright ridiculous comedy ever put on TV, whether it's Rick's drunken rants, Morty's constant nervous breakdowns, or the completely bonkers side characters. There's never a dull moment in this multiverse. Today, we're counting down some of the funniest Rick and Morty moments of all time. Now, let's be real, there are way too many to squeeze into just one video, which is why this is part 1. So grab your portal gun, maybe a Mr. Meeseeks box if you're needing a little help laughing, and let's relive some of the best and most chaotic comedy gems from the show. 1. Pickle Rick, Season 3, Episode 3. Okay, let's kick things off with one of the most iconic moments in Rick and Morty history, Pickle Rick. The moment Rick literally turns himself into a pickle just to avoid going to family therapy. It's one of the most ridiculous premises ever, but somehow it's peak Rick and Morty. The funniest part isn't even that he's a pickle, it's how seriously the show treats it. The whole episode is a masterclass in absurdity, but the moment Rick as a literal pickle declares his identity with that smug, "I'm Pickle Rick" line, it was pure gold.
I'm a pickle! I'm Pickle Rick! Is this the first part of some kind of magic trick?
The delivery is so unapologetically Rick, zero shame, all confidence. Then he rolls around, fighting rats in the sewer, building a mech suit out of cockroach parts, and just being a pickle. It's the kind of ridiculousness that only Rick and Morty can pull off. What makes it even funnier is how Beth and the family are just sitting in therapy, completely unaware that Rick's out there living his best pickle life. The contrast between Rick's insane survival adventure and the mundane family drama was pure brilliance. This moment became a meme for a reason. 2. The interdimensional cable episodes, Season 1, Episode 8, and Season 2, Episode 4. Next up, we gotta talk about the interdimensional cable episodes. If you ever wanted to see what happens when writers just go off script and improvise, this is it. These episodes are basically just an excuse for Justin Roiland to come up with the weirdest fake TV shows imaginable. These are like the ultimate Rick and Morty fever dreams, where Rick flips through TV channels from across the multiverse, and we get these completely unhinged improvised sketches. In Season 1's Rick's Minutes, we're introduced to gems like Two Brothers, a movie trailer about, well, two brothers, a tiger, and a whole lot of explosions. The narrator's over-the-top delivery and the sheer randomness of it all just makes me laugh just thinking about it. Then there's Ants in My Eyes Johnson's Electric Store, a guy who can't see prices because, you know, ants in his eyes.
I'm Ants in My Eyes Johnson! Everything's black! I can't see a thing! And also I can't feel anything either! Did I mention that? But that's not as catchy!
So stupid, yet so brilliant, and don't even get me started on ball fondlers. The fake action movie vibes are just perfection. Season 2's Interdimensional Cable 2 brings us Jan Quadrant Vincent 16 and the unforgettable Jerry's Game, where Jerry's obsessed with popping balloons on his phone. The comedy works because it feels so raw and unfiltered. It's like peeking inside the writer's room and watching their chaotic brainstorms play out in animated form, and the best part, even though these segments are just random nonsense, they somehow end up being unforgettable. Every fan has a favorite bit, and that's why Interdimensional Cable will always rank among the funniest Rick and Morty moments. 3. Mr. Meeseeks Madness, Season 1, Episode 5. If you ever wanted to see a simple idea spiral into absolute insanity, the Mr. Meeseeks episode, Meeseeks and Destroy, is your jam. The whole concept of these blue screaming creatures who only exist to fulfill one task and then vanish is hilarious. But the real comedy comes when Jerry asks his Meeseeks to help him take 2 strokes off his golf game. What starts as a simple request turns into a nightmare as more and more Meeseeks get summoned, each one more desperate and chaotic than the last.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Hi, Mr. Meeseeks, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Hi! Can you help me get 2 strokes off of Jerry's golf swing? Can do! I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
The way they start freaking out, yelling about their existence, and eventually resorting to violence? I'm sorry, but watching a bunch of Meeseeks lose their mind over Jerry's terrible golf swing is peak Rick and Morty. What starts as a simple joke snowballs turned into one of the funniest and darkest episodes in the series. The contrast between their cheerful, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me," and their growing despair is comedy genius. And let's not forget Rick's side of the episode, where he's casually destroying a fairy tale kingdom while Morty's just trying to survive. The contrast between Jerry's mundane problems and the Meeseeks' full-on meltdown is comedy perfection. 4. Rick's rant about the Council of Ricks, Season 3, Episode 1. Let's talk about the Season 3 premiere, The Rick Shank Redemption. Rick's in a Galactic Federation prison, and we get this epic moment where he's facing off against the Council of Ricks, basically a bunch of alternate universe Ricks who think they're the smartest guys in the universe. During his trial, Rick hits them with one of his most quotable lines, "Don't hate the player, hate the game, son!"
All the important points seem pretty clear, no? They think they control the galaxy. I disagree. Don't hate the player, hate the game, son.
He treats the whole situation like a big joke, mocking the council while Morty's freaking out next to him. It's classic Rick. He's surrounded by alternate versions of himself, and instead of being impressed, he just gets annoyed and sarcastic. The humor comes from his complete lack of respect for authority, even when it's literally himself. Then, in true Rick fashion, he outsmarts them all, blowing up their citadel and escaping like the chaotic genius he is. It's not just the humor of Rick dunking on his own kind, it's the fact he's so done with their nonsense. Moments like these highlight the show's genius. It's not just about wild sci-fi concepts, it's about the comedy of personality clashes, and when Rick's personality is involved, you know it's gonna be funny. 5. Morty's existential crisis and Nobody Belongs Anywhere, Season 2, Episode 7. Alright, let's slow it down for a second and talk about one of those moments where Rick and Morty hits you with that perfect mix of hilarious and soul-crushing. In autoerotic assimilation, Morty's dealing with the fallout of Rick's messy breakup with Unity, this hive mind entity. Morty's trying to process it all and he just snaps, going on this iconic rant about how life is meaningless, nobody belongs anywhere, and we're all just gonna die.
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die.
The way he delivers it with that shaky, high-pitched Morty voice is somehow both heartbreaking and hysterically funny. It's like Morty's having a full-on existential crisis, and we're laughing because we've all been there, or at least close enough. Rick's just sitting there, sipping his flask, not even fazed, which makes it even better. This moment captures why Rick and Morty is so special. It's not just about the laughs, it's about the existential dread wrapped in a burrito of comedy. 6. Morty's Real Fake Doors commercial, Season 1, Episode 8. This one comes straight from interdimensional cable, but it deserves its own spotlight. Real Fake Doors. Morty's flipping through channels, and suddenly we're watching a commercial for a store that sells, well, doors that don't work. The salesman is just so committed, screaming, "They don't open, they don't close, they're just fake doors." The sketch gets funnier the longer it goes. First, it's ridiculous enough that fake doors are a thing, but then the guy walks out of the store, gets into his car, drives home, makes a sandwich, and you're just sitting there wondering, is this still part of the ad? It drags on so long that it goes from funny to boring to hilarious all over again. This is Rick and Morty at its best, taking a dumb concept and stretching it until you can't help but laugh. Fans still quote Real Fake Doors as shorthand for any kind of over-the-top nonsense. And there's our list for part 1 of the funniest Rick and Morty moments. From Pickle Rick to Mr. Meeseeks to Real Fake Doors, it's clear that this show isn't just clever, it's one of the boldest, weirdest comedies ever made. But let's be honest, we've only scratched the surface. There are so many more moments that deserve a spotlight, from Wubba-Lubba-Dub-Dub to Jerry's endless incompetence. That's why we're making this a series. So tell me in the comments, what's your favorite Rick and Morty moment? Did we miss one that always cracks you up? Drop it down below and who knows, it might make it into part 2. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and ring that notification bell so you never miss the next installment.